Hey guys, Mike Fecht here with Yoga for Men, and today we're at our studio in St. Petersburg, Interstate Yoga, and we're going to talk a little bit about headstand. So, to headstand or not to headstand, right? That's kind of the question. When you start to come into, or when you first make your way into your yoga practice, you might look around the room and you see people doing inversions, headstands, handstands, that sort of thing, and it seems like, something really neat to be able to get into, something to try. But there are a few things that you need to think about before you start adding maybe some more advanced and even dangerous postures into your practice. Now, I'm not here to tell you that this is the way that you're supposed to do it, and if you don't do it my way, you're absolutely wrong. It's just a matter of trying to give out some information so that those of you out there that are looking to add this into your practice can have as much information available to make the right decision. So, first and foremost, let me say this. I don't teach tripod headstand as a rule in a class or in a group setting, just because with tripod meaning three, your 3 points of contact are your hands and the top of your head. And for a lot of us, we don't have the strength there in the neck to be able to support the weight that we're bearing on the top of the head. So when I teach headstand, I'm teaching more of, I guess, what we would call the supported headstand, with the hands behind the head and using the forearms and the shoulders to lift. Let me just say this, it's real quick as to whether or not you should be incorporating headstand into your practice. When you go upside down, however much you weigh, you are now shoulder pressing that weight, and that's something that you need to consider. If you can't walk into a weight room and get underneath a shoulder press and press up the weight that you would be lifting here in headstand, then you probably need some more work before you start to explore adding that into your practice. Now, you can start with dolphin. If you're needing exercises, you're needing to add postures, asanas into your practice that help to strengthen the shoulders, then the go-to for shoulder strength for headstand and forearm prep is dolphin pose, which is essentially downward facing dog, on your forearms. Okay, so you can work on holding this and starting to strengthen the shoulders that way. You can start to even move into kind of a forearm stand prep where you start to shift the weight forward a little bit. But essentially, you should be able to hold yourself pretty comfortably in dolphin before you start to move into the headstand prep. And if you're moving into headstand, the way that I teach it, you're creating that triangle with the elbows, the forearms, the hands. You tuck the chin underneath. We bring the crown of the head to the floor. And then, like I said, you want to have that strength so that I'm not creating compression in the spine when I rest the head. I can actually lift up and out and lift my head off of the ground so that my shoulders are taking the brunt of the force and the weight-bearing force down while I'm in headstand. So, just something to consider as you start to add these inversions to your practice, as you start to go upside down a little bit, that you're not dumping all of that weight into the top of your head and creating a lot of compression in the neck. Worst case scenario, guys, you end up with a broken neck. Okay, it's the last thing that we want to have happen in your yoga practice is that you injure yourself while you're on the mat. So just be aware as you start to add this stuff in. Don't be afraid to do the prep work to strengthen the upper body before you start to get into headstand. Don't be afraid to use the wall as well. And just be mindful in your practice, guys. Until next time, namaste. Thank you very much.